Welcome back to Jess the Love Coach podcast. This is episode 19, and I'm really excited to be here today. I have been trying to do a podcast episode almost every day for the last few days, and I kept meeting a bunch of resistance. And today I have had an a release valve basically because for the last few days I've been coming to this computer saying I need to do a podcast episode. Like, it's been more than a week. I need to be consistent. I need this, I need that. And this is how I've been feeling about making content for the last few weeks, since I've been back to my coaching business after a really long break, which I really needed. I needed a really long break to decondition a lot of things that came up for me during my time as a full-time content creator. And in the last few weeks, I've been, knowing that I do need to make content and knowing that I need to make podcast episodes and so on. But I recognized through my daily practices, thankfully, I journal every morning, I pull tarot cards, I read my gene keys, and every day I do this to really maintain my self-awareness and really connect to myself and really connect to my intuition. And it's just been wild because I have so much to share and I keep blocking myself with certain stories and certain language that I'm using, where I just say, oh, I need to make content. And I just feel this intense pressure. I feel like it needs to be a certain way. It needs to look a certain way. I keep having the same story running through my mind of it needs to be adding value and it needs to be educational and these types of things. And because I've had because I've had this pressure and all of these limitations on myself, I've just not been feeling 100% motivated to make content or come on here and do a podcast episode. And it was really lovely because today, while I was journaling, I was just really observing the language that I was using. And I've known this for a few weeks, but I just wasn't able to really make a shift. I wasn't really able to embody it. I was very much stuck in my head and very much overthinking everything. And yesterday especially, I was just like, oh, what is going on? Like, why am I blocked? Because it's not that I have fear, I just don't know what it is. And today it became really clear to me that I was just still holding on to these certain stories around content, around showing up, around being a coach and just being content creator and just all these things. I had just still so many stories that I was stuck on. And they were in the back of my mind. But I really needed to pull them to the surface. And so I've been investigating it every single day with journaling, and I've been chatting with all my friends and chatting with my partner about it. And finally this morning, I just gained a lot of clarity, and I realized that I knew exactly what I needed to do, and it was to reframe the way I was speaking about content and especially reframe the way I was talking to myself. It doesn't feel good to put pressure on yourself, and it doesn't feel good to feel obligated or feel like you have to do something. And it's weird because I've wanted to create content. So it's not like I have to do something that I don't want to do, but it was just simply the way that I was framing it in my mind and the way I was speaking about it that was creating these blockages. And so today I really had this pretty clear message come through when I was doing my journaling, which is just that I need to get away from the voice that says I need to make content. I have to make content. And this is the thing that happens every day. I wake up and I say, I need to make content. And it's just coming from this place of stress. It's coming from this place of obligation and just coming from this place of pushing and forcing and so when I was writing this morning, I said, I need to shift away from this idea of having to make content, needing to make content, and just pushing myself to do these things. And instead, what would actually be wonderful is to simply ask myself, what am I so excited about sharing today? Like, I have so much on my heart, and everything that I share, like the content that I make and the things that I do with my clients and coaching and all of these things, just simply the way that I live my life, honestly, is just the fact that is just in this way that I am here to be of service to love. I just want to speak love, share love, spread love, be love, and I'm so overjoyed about my own liberation, about the freedom that I experience on a daily basis, the joy that I experience on a daily basis, and just how my path of self discovery and self love is what brought me here. It's facing my fears. It's diving into the depths of myself to have courage. It's getting in touch with my intuition. And it's just facing all the parts of myself on a consistent daily basis and just remaining curious about all of it. And when I wrote that in my journal today, like I need to shift away from pushing and saying that I need to do this and instead just ask myself what feels the most joyful, what feels the most excited, or like what feels the most exciting to share. Like what is on my heart? And every day, especially after my morning routine, I'm just like so inspired. And I'm just like, oh my God, I just wish the whole world knew this stuff. But then I block myself by then going into the mind, overthinking and thinking, oh, how can I turn this into content? Like, what do I need to do? How do I shift it? How do I say this? Like, how do I write this? Instead of just allowing everything that's inside of me to just come out, to just literally flow through me. And it was incredible. Like when I came to this realization, I'm like, oh my God, I felt so relieved. I just felt overjoyed. I felt so much like relaxation happen in my body where I was just like, oh my God, like I don't need or have to do anything. I want to do this stuff. Like I'm overjoyed to share about love. I'm excited to share with people the truth that you are powerful, that you are capable, that you can create whatever life you want to create. Like I love sharing this with people. And I've just had the most beautiful day since then, honestly. Like I have created a few videos, I've created written content, and it has just been flowing out of me. And then I came across this amazing podcast with this chick, Kimberly Snyder, who I'd never heard of until today. And I watched this amazing podcast with her, and everything she was talking about was just resonating with me. And it was all about tapping into our hearts and our intuition and just asking, what do we want to share? Like, how can we be in more love? How can we be in more joy? How can we be more present in our heart? And I was just like, poof, like my mind was like, oh my God, my heart was just exploding. And I was like, this is it. And it is so fucking simple. It really is so simple. Like, we just have to get out of our minds. We just have to get out of our own way. We just have to, like, silence all the interference that happens through fear, through limiting beliefs, through our stories. And the more that we drop into our heart and the more we think about how can we feel more joyful? How can we feel more grateful? This is just like, this is so amazing. It's so magnetic, as Kimberly was saying in this podcast, that like when we are speaking from the heart, when we are living from the heart, it is magnetic and it attracts everything to us that we need. And I'm just like, yes, this is it. And like, just having that realization, I feel like brought me to that random podcast on YouTube. Like I'm just scrolling through YouTube and I come across this and everything was just like, yes, these are the words that I want to express as well. Just it's about just simplifying everything and just getting out of our minds. Like, and it's just so cool. And I'm just so grateful. My heart is just exploding with love. And I'm so grateful to be here right now recording this podcast episode because I'm just like, oh my God, this is it. And this exact thing is what I am so excited to share with the world. It lights my soul on fucking fire to just remind everyone that you are worthy, that you are deserving, that you are powerful, that you are awesome, that you are special, and you have so much to give to the world. And if you could just honestly just face your fears, just don't let fear hold you back. And like, honestly, follow your dreams, like whatever it is that you desire, like don't feel ashamed of it. Don't let other people put you down. Don't put yourself down, just tap into your heart. like really into your heart, and just start tuning into your intuition. If you don't know how to listen to your intuition, just start practicing things like tarot or journaling. Like there's so many tools out there that are just people just dismiss as so woo woo or whatever, but like there are so many tools out there that can help you to connect to your intuition. And this is like the other day I wanted to do a podcast episode about daily practices because they're so essential to our well-being. To have things that we do on a consistent daily basis with presence and intention, like this just keeps us connected to ourselves, which then allows us to connect deeper to others, which allows us to connect. And connection is what we all desire. It's what we all need. And I truly believe like we are moving into a future of collaboration, of connection, where we are all going to rise together, where we're all going to support each other. We're not going to put each other down. We're not going to compete against each other. And it just takes each one of us to have the courage to connect to our hearts, to connect to our intuition. When you have a gut feeling, if there's something that you feel, a sensation in your body, listen to it. Take that risk. See how it feels. This is another way you can develop your relationship with your intuition, because we all have intuition. We do. Our bodies are like the wisest things, and they know exactly what is right for us. But we just have to learn how to build that relationship so that we're not like blurring out that noise or blurring out like our heart and our intuition's messages with too much thought, overthinking everything and just being up here with all the stories and all the conditioning. But there's just so much clarity in the heart. And just like Kimberly was saying on this podcast, like calmness brings clarity. The more we can be relaxed in our physical bodies, the more we can hear our intuition, the more we're going to be able to make decisions that really align us with our purpose and with our passion and with our truth. And we all have an amazing, special, divine purpose to give to the world. We all have something that we are meant to give, that we are meant to be, that is going to give us this incredible sense of contentment and peace and fulfillment and joy and bliss and just like, ecstatic bliss. Wow. My heart is just so full, and I'm just so grateful, and I'm just so joyful. And yeah, this is really all that I had to share today, honestly. Like I was just like, I have to get on here and I just have to get this out. And so, yeah, that's really it. And, I made a reel, and in the caption I said, may this be your reminder today to reach into your heart, ask yourself, what do you want to get out of this life? What do you want to give to the world? And whatever your dreams are, whatever your desire is, whatever burning desire and passion you have inside your soul, do it. Chase your dreams. Don't let anyone or anything stop you from discovering your special power, your genius, your gifts, your talents, especially fear. Don't let fear hold you back. It's so liberating to be on the other side of fear. And when you face your fears and you really tap into the courage that is innate within you, you really get to shine. You become magnetic. You get to attract all the things that you want in life, and you get to create a reality, whatever reality you want, that is honestly free from suffering. Like that's a really bold claim, but I can say this because I'm living it. Like I have so much less suffering. It's not that I don't have pain, I have less suffering, and it's because I am just constantly coming back into my heart, constantly coming back into the present moment. And I have plenty of moments where I fall off a cliff, and I am experiencing plenty of fear inside. I'm experiencing plenty of limiting beliefs in my mind, plenty of stories. I'm a human being. But I just lovingly come back to my heart, lovingly come back to the present moment, lovingly come back into my body, and I allow myself to relax. I allow myself to let go. And it's so liberating. And when we feel liberated, like true liberation, when we are not letting fear hold us back and we're really allowing ourselves to just be who we are, that is when magic happens. And like I said, I'm living it. I know this is true because I am living it. And there's so many other people out there living it as well. And slowly but surely, everyone is starting to wake up to that truth, to your innate power. It's fucking awesome. And I'm so stoked. And that's all I have to say today. So, yeah, ask yourself, what do you want to get out of this life? What do you want to give to the world? And do it. Persevere, be consistent, be dedicated, be devoted to your passions, to your purpose, and experience the bliss that comes from it.